Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya dialogues. Killed Hindus by the thousands, by the millions. They were terrorists. And these are the people who are gods for the Pakistanis. They are worshipped. They name their missiles after them. I don't want to be breathing the same air as you. Let's be as honest as that, as straightforward as that. I don't like you and I wish the worst for you. Right? Jain friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, a Pakistani terrorist has been shot dead in Pakistan and supposedly by Sindhi nationalists. Now, who are Sindhi nationalists? These are people who say that, they want an independent Sindh. Some of them say they want to merge with India. And there are quite a few tanzeems or quite a few groups who are active, but mostly they talk about Sindhu Desh and mostly they talk about an independent Sindh, which is neither part of India nor of Pakistan. However, Sardar Hussain is the name of the terrorist who was shot dead on 5th of August. Pakistan tried to put a lid on this entire thing. Pakistan tried to say that nothing has happened, but this news came out and now Pakistan has confirmed that yes, a person from the Lashkar-e-Taiba, a terrorist who was close to Hafiz Saeed and who used to run madrasas for Hafiz Saeed, has been shot dead. Now, he was shot dead under mysterious circumstances. I have the report right here in front of me, ladies and gentlemen, and this report is from the Hindustan Times. And it is said that a Pakistani jihadist linked to Hafiz Saeed was shot dead by nationalist militants of Sindh in Karachi. So this incident happened in Karachi, which is the largest city of Pakistan. It is the commercial heart of Pakistan, the economic hub of Pakistan. He was shot dead there, and Pak media reported that Sardar Hussain of Jamaat Dawa was killed near his shop last week and succumbed 4 days later in a hospital. He was running Lashkar-e-Taiba and JUD's, that is Jamaat Dawa's Madrasa network in Pakistan. So this guy, very close to Hafiz Saeed, part of the Jamaat Dawa, part of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, running their madrasas. From these madrasas, terrorists take birth who are then used by the Lashkar-e-Taiba to launch terror attacks against India, etc. So he was running that entire training curriculum of terrorists inside the Pakistani. That is what Pakistani madrasas do. They churn out terrorists. So he was doing the same thing, which is the biggest industry in Pakistan. He was churning out terrorists and he was killed by Sindhi nationalists. Now, I don't know for sure, but there are too many coincidences in this regard, because a lot of people, a lot of Khalistanis, right, are getting killed. A lot of people from who are Pakistani terrorists, they're getting killed, they're getting eliminated. I don't know. It could be because of personal enmity, because that is very common in Karachi, where people, motorcycle-born, assassins, they go and they kill people for money. And this is very, very common in Karachi. It's very common in Pakistan. It happens all over the world, but in Pakistan, this is a cottage industry, especially in Karachi. You pay 1 or 2 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees, somebody will shoot a guy and then go on a motorcycle. These drive-by killings are very common in Karachi. And there was a point in time where, tens of these killings used to happen every day. Now that thing has subsided considerably, but it is still the norm. I mean, you can get a person killed for 1 or 2 lakh rupees in Karachi. You pay the money, somebody will kill. So it could very well be that. There was a drug peddler, he was called Lucky or Honey or Sweetie, on Khalistani character in Pakistan. He was also killed, and he was a drug dealer inside Pakistan. And he was killed some time back. This guy, I don't remember his name, Lucky, Sweetie, Honey, Darling, something like that. And this guy was shot dead by somebody in Pakistan. And later on, suddenly the media started saying that it is a result of, there was some problem regarding the sharing of profits or sharing of drugs and all that. And so he was killed in a drug war between two gangs. But a lot of people, Nijar got killed and somebody had blood cancer and died of a heart attack. I don't know how that works, but it's been happening so frequently. And this is the latest case where a Lashkar terrorist has been shot dead in Pakistan. Now, the Khalistanis and Pakistani terrorists, they're roughly the same entity. They share assets, they share information, they share intelligence, and they are all lauded over by the ISI. So anybody who's a Khalistani, including people like Gurpatwan Singh Pannu and all, they're basically ISI stooges. They take money. They are professional terrorists. They are not ideological people. And the next news item proves that they are actually professional in the sense that they take money for this. And it's all about money. This ecosystem is about generating funds. They don't have the educational qualifications to do anything else, right? Gurpatwan Singh Pannu will not be able to find a job. There is no way he'll get a job because he's dumb. He's just a terrorist. But somebody has a use for him. So they'll continue to pay him till the time he becomes useless for them, and then probably they'll remove him. But till now, somebody has a use for him. I'll come to that news later. To tell you this, what has happened is that Khalistanis and Pakistani terrorists found or have traditionally found safe refuge in Pakistan. So these guys were, always under the shadow and the protection of the ISI, and ISI would provide them with money, with a safe house, and these guys would go and live there, these terrorists, and they could roam the marketplaces freely, and they were heroes because these are the kind of heroes that Pakistan has traditionally had. Now, there is an acceptance for terrorism in that society. Unless, of course, Pakistanis get killed. Then those terrorists become bad terrorists. So, a terrorist from, let's say, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, all right? A terrorist from Jaish-e-Mohammed, he does a Pulwama and 40 Indian soldiers attain Veer Gati. 40 Indian brothers lose their lives in India. That is something that Pakistan will celebrate. Because you killed somebody who's non-Muslim, you killed kafirs, you killed infidels, and that's supposed to be good. And normal Pakistanis, I'm not talking about people with an extremist mindset. Normal, everyday Pakistanis support terrorism. Osama bin Laden is a folk hero in Pakistan. Go with a mic on the streets of Karachi or Lahore or Islamabad and ask common educated people, do you think Osama bin Laden is a terrorist? People who are unlettered, people who are not so educated, they'll say, he is not a terrorist, he's a hero, and he fought against American imperialism, and he fought against this and that, and he killed the infidels, and he's a hero for us. That is what common people will say. Educated people in Pakistan will end up saying that, yes, he did something bad, he killed 3,000 people, but we must also get into the root of why he did it. And so, the people who have some intellect will try and give intellectual justification for the stuff that Osama bin Laden did. This is par for the course in Pakistan. So, there has always traditionally been a great deal of acceptability for terrorism in Pakistan. Terrorists are heroes. I mean, even historically, people like Ghori and Ghaznavi. Who were Ghori and Ghaznavi? They were terrorists. This Ahmad Shah Abdali, they were terrorists who came from Afghanistan and who killed, who smashed idols, who burnt or destroyed temples, and who killed Hindus by the thousands, by the millions. They were terrorists. And these are the people who are gods for the Pakistanis. They are worshipped. They name their missiles after them. So it's not surprising that when a nation celebrates invaders, when a nation celebrates people who kill, who rape, who pillage, right? And when the people who rape, pillage, and kill become national heroes, that is how the entire nation will become. That is the path that the nation will take. And this is exactly what has happened with Pakistan. So coming back to the point, ladies and gentlemen, what happened is that there's a lot of acceptability. And which is why all these Khalistanis and all these Pakistanis walked about with gay abandon. I mean, they couldn't care less. They were protected by the state. They were folk heroes. And they would be invited to these lavish dinners, and they would go and they would tell about their exploits, how they killed this infidel and how they planned that operation against that Hindu and killed him. And they would be folk heroes. They still are folk heroes in Pakistan. Suddenly these folk heroes are dying. And I don't know. There are many theories. And I just don't want to say anything about, anything like that without any proof. I don't have any proof, but there are many theories and I don't want to comment on them. But the fact of the matter is, it is too much of a coincidence. They're suddenly dying. And I think my personal theory, I'm not going to share anybody else's theory, but my personal theory is, I think Pakistan is tying up the loose ends. The Pakistani deep state. It is tying up the loose ends. Pakistan is sick and tired of being in the FATF. This last time was the fourth time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was the fourth time that Pakistan was in the FATF, and it was there for nearly 4-5 years. Horribly long. And it squeezes the life out of you. And Pakistan knows that India is looking for a small, little, teeny-weeny excuse, and India will use its entire diplomatic heft to put Pakistan back in the FATF grey list. India is going to do anything and everything to put Pakistan back on the grey list. All India is looking for is one small toe hold or one nail hold as a hold as tiny as a nail. One nail hold and India will slam Pakistan. It's going to happen. It is going to happen whether it happens this year or next year or year after that. Pakistan is again going to go into the FATF grey list. India will ensure that. That much is certain, and Pakistanis, save this video, you're going back into the grey list. You will be hammered, and you will be hammered for the crime of being Pakistani. Even if you don't do anything, you'll be hammered. Because you've done enough sins in the past, your list of sins is very long, and the government of the day in India is brilliant at accounting. They're accountants basically. They're brilliant at accounting. If you've done this, tick, 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 you will be held to account, legally held to account. And the law of the land will be applied, whichever land you happen to inhabit. The law of land will be, applied to you. So the ISI knows this, and the ISI is tying up loose ends. Now, in another news, very interesting news, Sikhs for Justice, that fraud organization, that fake terror front, which tries to portray that it's an NGO, it's actually a terrorist front. What they have done is, Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, who was rumored to be dead, but unfortunately he turned out alive somewhere. All right. So what he has done is, first of all, he has written an open letter urging US Congressman Ro Khanna to question PM Modi on India's approach to Khalistan referendum and treatment of pro-Khalistan Sikhs. Now, I'll tell you before Ro Khanna, I'll tell you my take on this. Anybody who is pro-Khalistani, he's a Hindu, he's a Muslim, he's a Sikh, he's a Christian, or he belongs to any other religion. If you are anti-India, right, and this is my view, and it is not confined to Sikhs, Muslim, Hindus, Christians, anybody. I don't care. I don't care about your caste. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about your language. Right? If you are against India, I don't want to be breathing the same air as you. Let's be as honest as that, as straightforward as that. I don't like you, and I wish the worst for you. Right? Now, he has asked Ro Khanna, who's a congressman, that ask Prime Minister Modi. First of all, Ro Khanna has better things to do. He's a congressman. He's a responsible congressman. He has got 25 things to do, not listen to human garbage like Khalistanis, especially the bottom of the garbage can called Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. Right? Ro Khanna is not going to take cognizance. But let us say, for example, extreme example, Ro Khanna does ask a question. So, let us say Joe Biden asks a question. And this I'm telling Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. Let us say Joe Biden asks a question. So, what will happen? What will happen? Do you think we honestly care in India who asks us what? We give two hoots. We have traditionally given two hoots to anybody. It doesn't matter to us. This is not Pakistan. The problem with people like Pannu, touts like Pannu, who have taken money from Pakistan and live on Pakistani narco-terror money, they assume that every country is like Pakistan. When a white guy, Ro Khanna is not white, he's of Indian descent, but any white guy or a white country politician asks a question, the entire nation will shake. We don't care. We don't give a hoot as to who asks. The questions have zero value for us, right? And now what he says is that, very beautiful, listen to this. SFJ, Sikhs for Justice leader, he is no leader, and Sikhs for Justice is a fraud organization, right? Invokes the 1951 Refugee Convention, claiming that anyone pursued by Modi's government for endorsing Khalistan faces political persecution and may seek asylum in USA, Canada, Australia, UK, and EU. All right. This is what I'm telling you. And before I expand on this further, I want you to take a look at this video that I recorded some time back. This video will explain what I said a few weeks back. This is about a British newspaper that did a sting operation on Khalistanis. All right? The sting operation on Khalistanis was that this reporter of Indian descent, okay, an Indian guy who's obviously a UK citizen, he sort of, went to these immigration lawyers and he said, I'm a refugee and I came on a boat, and now please help me. And they said that, if you can say that you have been persecuted by India, and if you can say that you're pro Amritpal Singh and you're pro Khalistan, you have very bright chances of getting, asylum status in the UK. And that is the hope of these Khalistanis. That is the ultimate aim. Like, kids have this aim. Kids have this. Some kid says that I'm going to join the army. Somebody says I'm going to crack the IAS or the IPS or the IFS. Some kid says I'm going to go to IIT. Some kid says I want to become a doctor. I want to become a lawyer. I want to become a pilot. Children have these dreams and they're full of energy and hope. Khalistanis have this dream that one day I will go to Canada. That's it. What am I going to do after I land up in Canada? I don't know, but one day I have to go to Canada. Somehow make it to Canada or these white countries. That is the ultimate aim of every Khalistani. There is no aim after that. If a Khalistani lands in Canada, he has cracked UPSC, he's got through IIM, IIT, he's done his honors from St. Stephen's College, he's been a officer in the army or the Navy or the Air Force. He is sorted for life. He has achieved his ultimate dream. Now, how do they achieve these dreams? First, take a look at this small little video.
Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, the chief of the band SFJ, in a fresh video has cited the 1951 Refugee Convention. He is heard saying, if Modi government files criminal case against anyone for raising Khalistan flags or slogans, that person, under the laws of USA, Canada, Australia, UK and EU, qualifies for asylum based on persecution on account of political opinion.
You saw this video, ladies and gentlemen? This is what the Khalistanis do, and this is exactly what Pannu is saying. The 1951 Refugee Convention, Pannu says, boss, don't worry, just claim that you are being persecuted. Just claim that you are being persecuted and you will get refugee status. This whole Khalistan thing is nothing but a big fraud. And this is exactly what Rishi Sunak has been saying. This is exactly what Suella Braverman has been saying. And they are taking action against these Khalistanis and these Pakistanis who run grooming gangs. This is exactly what Suella Braverman said. And the entire Pakistani, that cabinet and the parliament in Pakistan, the National Assembly was very furious. How can you blame the Pakistanis for doing this in Britain? And they are honest, God-fearing citizens. No, they are not. No, they are not. Grooming gangs run by Pakistanis is the most visible Pakistani export to the UK. What are grooming gangs? Go to Google and check it out. You'll understand what grooming gangs are. Go and check it out. This is what Pakistanis do. And Khalistanis are trying to do exactly the same. What the Khalistanis are trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, is simply, nothing else, nothing very much. Go, lie about what's happening in India, claim refugee status under this 1951 Refugee Convention, and settle down there. Abuse your country. Not that you have any problems with your country. Not that you have anything to do in the sense that you're like an everyday citizen. A person in Punjab has the same life that a person in Tamil Nadu has, a person in UP has, a person in MP has, or a person in Kerala or Karnataka has, or Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, wherever throughout India, you have the same life. But there are some people, and this I'm not saying for my Punjabi brothers and sisters, I'm saying for that minuscule minority of Khalistanis. I'm not saying this for my Punjabi brothers and sisters, but for a minuscule minority of Khalistanis who will lie about the circumstances, who will make fake documents, who will get a politician like Simranjit Singh Mann to sign a fake letter and then claim political asylum by bad-mouthing their own country. This is why this is an economic scam. And this is something that has been exposed, and I think the government of India should go to town with it, tell the world that this is what the Khalistanis are doing. There should be a congressional hearing in the United States of America. And we should take this up with US senators and US congressmen. We have money, let's take it up. Identify these Khalistanis and ask them to prove political persecution in India. Prove it. Prove it that you were politically persecuted in India. And this should happen in Australia, this should happen in EU, this should happen in UK, this should happen in United States of America, everywhere, wherever there are Khalistanis. Prove that you were politically persecuted in India. And if you cannot prove it, strip them of their citizenship and send them back to India, and they will be tried for fraud and defamation in India. Put them in prison. Put all these Khalistanis in prison. Whoever is lying about this country and has forged papers, find out. There should be a commission. Let them play the victim card. Does not matter. Let them play the victim card. And then we'll see. Thank you for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, press the like button. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम, भारत माता की जय.